Hey YouTube, how in the fuck are you guys doing today? Jesus, let's see if this is live on my channel here. Boy, might be behind here. It's live on my channel here. There we go, got it. Alrighty, now I can read this stuff. I'm gonna eat some nachos. I haven't been on here in a really long time. I've been extremely busy. Ooh. Ooh. What is everybody not saying much this morning? Morning, Wayne. Sorry I haven't been on here in a while. We have been extremely busy around here. We did have a busy week. Since about July, it's been really busy. We have been, what was I gonna say? We have been fucking just assholes and elbows here for a while, but you know, you have whatever, Willie. I finished my work today. We came down here. There's 3 of us that work on Sundays, and we got everything spread apart. Like one person was working on one thing. I did like 4 small things. That ends up taking such a small little time. I've been doing all that shit, so we've been busy. I mean, we've been driving around fucking everywhere. We got trucks. I got trucks fucking everywhere, but we ain't making no money. Yeah, Real West Outdoors. A couple weeks ago, before Justin Dow died, I said he's probably dead. And turns out I was right. When people do drugs and you know, all that stuff, you're on a never-ending countdown of when your life is going to end. You know, especially, you know, I'm sure that, you know, Dow he wasn't the best with money and was on drugs and did all this. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Well, the problem is it's consistency. So like you work really hard for like 2 or 3 days, and then you have one shitty day, and that fucks your whole week up. Or you know, you have so many fucking drivers off, you know, like they all can't get here on one week. It's just, there's so much shit going on. It's hard. Well, I mean, I don't think Justin Dow was the icon of the tool community. Justin Dow was an idiot back then. You guys just didn't know. I knew that. You know, matter of fact, a lot of them were all idiots. You know, I know 3 of them had drug problems. But That's what you get, you know? God damn, I'm hungry. I got to go do something with Enzo at, I think, 2 o'clock today. I'm in charge of some kind of, I got to remember what it is. I got to get home by 12:30, 1 o'clock. I know, dude. We don't have truck problems. Well, we did last week. Last week, 2 Western Stars, the radiators just start leaking. Like the top with the plastic pieces on the top, the radiators just fucking leak. It's ridiculous. We had one Cummins, the liner sank, and then, so that's got a head gasket that's out of it. So that's at the repair shop getting fixed. We fucking had a driver run off the road and roll a truck over because his momentary lapse of judgment fucked a goddamn truck up. It's not very bad. I think it's only going to take a month really to fix it, which is good. Other than that, that's really all we got. Just not good. Not good. We are running 25 trucks. You know, and then I bought, I didn't buy, but Brittany's company bought a W900 that was sitting on a lot and needed to put a bed on it. We went and got a bed put on it. Well, then they found out that the frame rails from the factory are 7/8 of an inch off. So one frame rail is like, it looks straight, but it's just higher than the other. So they got to go fucking fix that, figure out what the fuck, you know, and think that they got to fucking fix that. But they didn't know that till they put the bed on. It's just like, Jesus Christ, it's ridiculous. D. Frank, you're exactly right. You got drivers, they hit their first $2,000 a week paycheck, and then, you know, they expect that every week for the rest of their life, you know, and when it's not, they call and motherfuck the owner. Oh man, fuck this place, man. Fuck this place. You're stealing from me. You're fucking stealing from me. I'm like, no, dude, you missed 2 days that week. Okay, first of all, I worked 6 days that week. Well, no, you didn't, because it was Labor Day. So you didn't work that Monday. And then, you know, they're like, well, why do we gotta fucking work every fucking Saturday? We get no family time. Well, the reason that we work every Saturday is because eventually we're not going to work every day during the week. Okay? I know this. All right? You don't. I keep telling you that this is going to happen. You don't believe me. Let's see what else. Just a lot of shit. So we're going to work every goddamn fucking Saturday that they have. Well, why can't you do volunteers? Well, you know what I'm saying? Because if I put out there, hey, who wants to work Saturday? I can tell you that none of you will volunteer. So it's not going to be a volunteer situation. It's going to be a, this is what we're doing situation. Because, you can't, if you trust people to think that they will do the right thing, 100% of the time you are absolutely wrong. It's just, this is the workload that we got, and when we have trucks break during the week, during all this, it just takes, it's a lot of shit. No, I am telling you. And D, here's what's going to happen, D. Frank. The first fucking time that we miss a fucking day during the week and they bring home a $600 fucking paycheck, they're all going to quit. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then they're going to talk about, man, fuck this guy. He just steals all the money, man. He's a fucking millionaire. That's the furthest fucking thing from the fucking goddamn truth. If you think a guy that owns a dump truck business is a fucking millionaire, okay, maybe on paper, okay, yes, you would be considered a millionaire, but you don't have $1 million. It takes, if you make 100 grand a week, if you do 100 grand in sales, okay, you spend 95 fucking running it up and down the road. And then the other 5 grand, you better pray to God. I mean, pray to motherfucking God that you don't fucking tear up anything or that money's gone. Gone. And it's gone. It's pissed away. You can't get it back. That's like when these people tell me this shit, I'm like, God damn, dude. You know? Oh man, my wife got these. Yes, I think I do own the world record for the highest amount of blood pressure without having what they call a stroke. To be honest with you, that's very true. You know, but people sit there and think that you're so loaded, man. They have no idea of how much this shit really cost. You know? Real Midwest, you're exactly right. That's what people don't understand. You know, I told them all, go get your own trucking business, okay? Go up to Peterbilt, Kenworth, Western Star. Go up there and buy one. Try it out. You fuckers can't even put windshield washer fluid in the truck, and all of a sudden you want to own one. And, you know, probably what it is I make it look too easy. So everybody thinks they can do it. Till you get in here, this is a world of fuck, man. A world of fuck. No. I didn't hear about that accident. I try to stay away from accidents. I don't want the juju of the accident on me. I try to stay away from that. Yeah. We have 20. Well, we'll have 26, but we got a lot. That is true. Outdoors. I mean, my checking account brings in a lot of money, but boy, going out is a lot more. You know, I haven't had an under $32,000 payroll. I think we've had 2 of them in the last 10 weeks. You know, and that's a fucking lot. How much money did I lose in the racehorse? I lost $8,500 in the racehorse incident. So the ego got me there. I know I try to keep my trucks looking good. But it's just really hard. Well, Danny, how do you figure out how much the truck makes a month and how much, how to pay a driver and all that stuff? Really, the one thing about trucking, again, there's a couple things. It's about instant cash flow, okay? It's about consistently making the same amount of money every week. If you have a huge variance, like let's say one week you make, just with a single truck, you make $5,500. The next week you make $1,000. that's too much of a variance in the swing. So what you're trying to do is you want to make 52, 52, 52, 52 every week. And then you want to keep your truck payment is 1 week. Your driver for the month should be 1 week. Your insurance and fuel should be the week and a half. And then the half a week that is left is yours. Okay? And that's how you do it. And also, there is some people that can figure out how you buy and rotate trucks in and out to make profitability. And how you do that will also teach you how you keep your business afloat. But a lot of guys in the trucking business are very old school. They have a very closed mentality, and they don't have a high risk tolerance. And I have a high risk tolerance, so it is what it is. Yeah, I have a lot less of the he hate me people on here, Chris. Well, that's because really I haven't been streaming as much as possible, not very much. I haven't been on YouTube in a while. It's probably been 2 months, maybe 3. I don't really know. It's been a fucking while. But I think that when you start showing people, okay, like that I got, $4 million worth of dump trucks, I got a lot of tools, I got a lot of things that keep a business understand. They look at it as this guy is just a single rich individual. They don't understand that I'm running a multi-million-dollar a year company. And so they look, but they don't see. And then they don't understand how all this works. And then the first thing is they go to jealousy. And what that is that's just because they're small, ignorant-minded, and they don't really, and they're not willing to put in the sacrifice to get to where you can make, where you can have, I wouldn't say a comfortable living, but an okay living. I mean, if we could get a couple trucks paid off here and things like that, my stress level would go down. If we could keep the same drivers for a year, my stress level would go down. Just all that type of stuff. And, and really the driver thing is these people aren't made to work, okay? They don't want, everybody wants to make like what CEOs make. And they get on there and, like these Democrats, oh my God, this motherfucker makes $32 million a year. Well, really his salary is only $5 million, but he gets stock options of $32 million a year. And really that's a front because like a CEO of a big company is never going to live to his 80s. It's just not, you're not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, here's the difference between, I'll even tell you this. This is the difference between being a CEO of a company and being, how would I say this? Being an employee and having an employee versus a boss or owner type mindset. Okay. And this will explain to you a lot of things that goes on in the world. Okay. All right. So like me, okay, a lot of you don't know, but my dad is slowly dying. Okay. My dad probably has 6 months, maybe a year tops to live. Okay. I know that. I'm carrying that around. Now, I'm not letting people, I don't announce it, but here's the difference. When a driver or employee has a parent die, that's the number one thing. They can't focus on the rest of their fucking life. Okay? Oh my God, I got to go up and visit my dad. I can't work past 2 o'clock. I got to be there every day. Why? You know what I'm saying? What going there and looking at it, what does that do? It just makes you more stressed out. Okay? Now, a person like me or a CEO would be at his mother's fucking funeral or father's funeral, okay? And why they make so much money and they have responsibility. This is God's honest truth. is because that guy will answer the phone during the fucking eulogy that he's fucking giving and have to go solve a problem that a person making $40,000 a year caused. Okay, he will have to leave whatever he's doing and go fix the problem over here. So that's why an owner or a CEO or anybody like that makes a lot more money. They have a lot more responsibility, and they will make the sacrifices that it takes to get to that level. It's a different mindset. And a lot of people aren't in that mindset. A lot of people want to do the least amount to get the most, and that's never going to work. Okay, it's never going to work. If you want to get ahead, there is times that you're going to have to sacrifice your family time, your personal life, all that type of stuff becomes less important when you know what I'm saying, take on the responsibility of like owning a business or anything like that. What you're basically saying, and what people need to disassociate themselves are, is if you're an employee to a boss, you're on a whole different fucking level. Okay. To go, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't be, you can't get mad when your boss goes on vacation or leaves for the weekend. Well, you know what I'm saying? He's still got his phone there, and he's going to have to solve the problem from 800 miles away while he is on the beach or watching his kid play t-ball or maybe a soccer event. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, and I don't think people nowadays are ready to make that sacrifice. We have never taught them to make that sacrifice. Everybody thinks you can just stay home and make $1 million. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Also, people don't know how to save for a rainy day. I mean, I can't save for a rainy day because we spend so much money here. It's unbelievable. And we also have a problem that we have I'm just going to tell you, how am I going to say this? We have broken and tore up way too much shit this year for me to save any money. I mean, we have probably spent $250,000 on repairs this year. It's been outrageous. Just shit breaking. Some of it's been our own doing, some of it ain't. But, the driver thing out here, it ain't going to get much better. My mechanic works at a place too, and their drivers run their trucks into every goddamn fucking thing. I don't understand how people can drive trucks and not hit. I don't understand how you hit shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't figure it out. A lot of them don't pay attention to what they got going on. They just don't, and part of the reason is the cell phones. Everybody's on their cell phone. Nobody can know directions without having Google Maps on. Nobody knows like east, west, north, south. Nobody knows how to look for landmarks. Nobody knows how to when you're driving down the road, you should be focused on, what landmarks you passed, how the interstate highway system works, how the mile markers work, how the fucking, look at the fucking exits. All that stuff should go in your brain, but it doesn't. They just riding around, licking windows and eating boogers. And then when you call them, when you tell them that you're a window licking retard, they get all upset. Well, I can't fix it. This is what you got. And it's never going to get any better. It's never going to get any better. So you just have to put up with it. Now, I don't want to put up with it because I want intelligent people around me, but it just doesn't seem to happen that way. There's some intelligent people, and then there's some that are not. And everybody's upset because they have to work a lot. I don't make the rules here. Like I try to tell people, we are dictated by our customers. Our customers tell us when they are going to work and when they aren't going to work. And you know what? They got employees too. And those employees show up to their, it takes everybody. So it's like, to me, my thing is how can you say, oh, no, I don't want to do this when their employees are working there too? Somebody's got to do it. But everybody feels that they should just do the least, or, it is what it is. I mean, I don't think driving a truck, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think driving a truck is all that difficult. I don't think it's highly stressful. What makes it highly stressful is the other idiots on the road. I could get that, but most of the time we're on a construction site. You're just backing up in the same spot. I mean, I just don't, I don't really look at it as that amount of difficult. I feel that people, they stress themselves out when they get all excited. And then they wonder why, oh, God, I like the people are like, well, why, you're making money. No, we're not. I can tell you, it's not. I don't know how much money I've paid in interest. I couldn't even tell you. Probably, I don't know, probably $300,000 or $400,000. I mean, it really doesn't make a difference. It's just part of doing business. It's part of doing business. I think each year it's probably 80 grand, 80 or 100 grand, probably. I don't know. It's just a cost of doing business. There's things in life that's just a cost of doing business. How I run my trucking company is way different than a lot of other people. A lot of people have their eggs in one basket. I am not that guy. I am not that guy. So I'm going to have my eggs spread in a little bit of different baskets. And I work for about 12 different contractors, and I have trucks spread out amongst all those contractors. Now, sometimes it works really good, sometimes it doesn't. But about 75% of the time, I have 4 or 5 trucks working at each different contractor every day. And that's what you want, because maybe one day one contractor is a little light, but they can use some extra trucks, and then you just move them over there for a day, you move them back over there for a day. It's just the way that I do my stuff is a little bit different. Alrighty, and I don't like to tell customers no. So when a customer calls and says they need trucks, I do everything I can to try to get them a truck that day. Because like a lot of people are like, well, you're just satisfying their need. You're just being a yes man. But sometimes doing that will come back around at a later point that, if you do a good job for them 90% of the time, you will figure it out. Like I had a guy that uses me every 7 months, called and said he needed 3 loads hauled off. I'm like, well, when do you want that done? He's like, Monday. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with the truck the rest of the time? I was like, I'd have to charge you all day to get 3 loads taken off. How long is it going to take to get these loads off? Well, maybe 2 hours. Well, what the hell am I going to do with the other 2 hours or the other 8 hours of the day? I'm just, and especially if you want me there in the morning, I can't do that. I don't have enough vehicles to do that. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to do that to the driver or anybody else, because it's just going to be a shit show on what goes on the rest of the day. So it's like, I don't know. Oh, my property taxes at my house are, I think, $1,200 a month in taxes. I think it's ridiculous, but whatever. That's when people are like, oh man, it must be real easy. And it's not real easy. If my wife didn't have a job, we wouldn't have half the shit that I got. But, I married a very intelligent woman, and that's good. That's also another thing. Like when people say that you're successful, Also, you got to look at who you pick to live your life with. Did you pick the girl that's a bartender and not going to make very much money in your life? Or did you pick a girl that maybe is not the prettiest, or what other people would feel is the prettiest, or maybe she wasn't pretty at that time, or, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, she's not the drunk bar slut over here that looks really good. Well, where's that girl going to go in her life compared to the other one? And those are the questions that a lot of people don't ask themselves. You know, I have friends that do that. You know, their wives, you know, don't work but could work. And then they're like, bitch that they don't have anything. It's like, well, you know, maybe send your lady out there and tell her to get a goddamn job rather than making fucking $12 an hour doing whatever she's doing. You know, maybe make some real money. It would help you out. Well, Brian Van Dipshit, you know, how you doing with the old single truck mafia over there? You know, we ain't seen you since you had to sell all your shit at Ritchie Brothers because you're a dipshit, you know, and found out that running these dump trucks and all this shit is real fucking hard, player. Real fucking hard. That's another thing that I laugh at, you know. That's kind of like the Justin Dow thing, you know. I told you that guy was going to be dead. He was dead. You know, you're killing it. You're making all the cash for the single truck that you got payments on, you know. You know, I don't even know if I could go back to a single truck. That's what other people here don't know. There you go, Chris. I'm in the same thing, you know. Wish the BJ count would go down, but it's really not. It's really not going down. I gave up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I don't even ask. I just go about my day, you know. When you're out there in the streets, there's some things you got to pick a fight on, and then there's some things you just got to let her die out. Haven't paid on the truck in 6 months. I keep it moving so they can't find it. 100% profit. That's a good idea. You know, I'm not interested in that, you know, because I have goals in life. I worked very hard to have the credit score that I have. I'm not interested in fucking it up, if that makes any sense. You know? Let's see here. Yeah, that's that's Brittany's new 7-axle that hauls gravel. She did a pretty good job on the paint scheme. That color is nice. That truck goes out, man, that thing hauls gravel every day, 6 days a week, hauling gravel. I learned to scam from... What's going on here now? Let's see what's happening here. I don't know who Jason Pote is. Never heard of that guy. Here's shit Sunday night work coming in. I don't have any more people, bud. You know, again, these people asked a huge scammer out in the streets. Never heard of the guy. I don't know what he'd be scamming for. You know, what's so good about scamming the people? No, we're not slow. We are, how would I say this? We're busy. The weather this week really hurt us. Here in Cincinnati, it rained every day every day last week. Every day we were dodging rain, you know. Whatever. We've been hauling a bunch of limestone too. Like, we've been hauling so much limestone, I'm like, man, where these people got to be putting it somewhere. Does that make any sense? You know, like I said, we're going to be, let's say this, to me, if we're putting in limestone, we're going to be paving it or covering it up, or the concrete plants are going to be busy because, you know, limestone is used as a base. It's not used as anything else. If that makes any sense. Like, the line, you know, like, we've been transferring, I mean, just hundreds of thousands of tons, doing whatever. You know, hundreds of thousands of tons. We've been busy up in Columbus, 10 to 12 hours a day. We've been busy, but we haven't done like much. We haven't done much, we haven't done much, paving this year. We've been doing like a lot of general construction things. Like, we're getting ready for a lot of paving next year. I can tell you that. Because we have moved a shit ton of dirt. And maybe the jobs are getting ready to get finished here, the beginning of this month. I don't know what's going on. And nobody will really tell you either. Like, you know, no contractor will tell you, hey, we're going to run out of work in fucking 2 weeks. They ain't going to tell you that, you know. So it kind of is what it is, you know. We've been doing all right. It's just not been a lot, if that makes any sense. We've not been doing a whole bunch. So we've been doing like, we haul a lot of riprap. We're the only ones doing that. That's what I saw. There wasn't very, I talked to Dominique and she said that they were kind of slow for a while, but then it picked up. So I don't know what that really means. I hate this this computer's all fucked up again. I need to buy a new one. For some reason, it doesn't like this. It just keeps beeping. You hear that? It's like the shit. I can't read the comments and do all this. It's whatever they call this, Cookie Monster. Any new Snap-on purchases? Yeah. I bought the Snap-on Pro Link, the little computer for like working on big trucks. It actually works pretty good. It's Bluetooth. I like it. It does really good job on doing like, what do you call that? Like regens and stuff like that. We've been doing a lot of that. That's why I said I showed it to you. It's hard to show it on here. I didn't know that. Did Nestor kill himself? I thought he was still in business out there at the mechanic OC, you know. Did he shoot himself living upstairs of his place? You know, that's what happens when you listen to that. When you need, I could tell you, if that really happened to Nestor, I will tell you why it happened. Alrighty. Okay. I will tell you if that really happened, that Nestor blew his brains out, I'll tell you exactly. That dude was emotionally weak. Okay. I could just tell by like how he like went around and, you know what I'm saying? Like how he went around and like talked all this shit. And like, he always talked about like, you know, self-help books and like self-motivation. Those are people you need to stay away from. They are really weak-minded. In my opinion, that's really what they're about in their real life. They're not, you know, and also he thought that like he was God's gift to everybody. Does that make any sense? Like he probably dated a woman that he tried to date women that were way out of his league and they treated him like shit. And he had to like have this whole fucking scheme, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't. You emotionally can't do it, and I'm sure that and also some people can't handle the failure. Alrighty, that's what I meant by like weak-minded. They can't handle the failure of being out there in the streets. But I would say that anytime that you hear of a guy that always starts talking about the fucking self-help guys, and they fucking ramble on about, like they're going to be a life coach and all this horse shit, they're bad news. Okay. I can just tell you, weak-minded individuals, a lot of church-going people are like that, like, oh my God, Jesus, weak-minded. You know what I'm saying? They're not strong mentally. If you need to believe in something else to get up in the morning, you're going to end up blowing your brains out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to tell you. But I didn't read that. I never saw that. Is there like a post that was saying that? And took down his whole channel? I don't know. Did he take it down? The Mechanic OC? I thought it was back up. It still pops up. Let's see. Oh, no, it's Mechanic Repairs. He changed the name of it. It's still up. He put a video out, too. Did somebody else buy this place? When did he kill himself? Because, like, he's still here. I mean, 2 months ago, he made a video talking about batteries and incentives and all this other horse shit. So when did this happen? Well, 2 months ago, let's see. The Mechanic Repairs. I mean, shit, he's got a lot of subscribers. I don't know what the fuck. He joined in 2015. This is his channel. I don't know. I mean, he still has videos there. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just saying, if he offed himself, then that's because he's weak-minded. Point blank. Let's see if I can get back to... I knew that Dow OD, that's what happened to him. It was last month. I wonder if we could Google it. What's his name? Nestor? I forget what his last name was. Let's Google. Let's see if it's true. Let's see. They got reviews here. His Yelp view is still up. Let's see. We could call his shop. It doesn't say anything about him. Nestor and his staff, they got the Google reviews. It still says that it's open. They don't have anything on there, And he's got his website here. It says they're open Monday to Friday. You could call the number. I don't know. Oh. His TikTok account is closed. Oh, gives the Mechanic OC. Oh, he's fucking LTBG fucking whatever. He is LGBTQ plus friendly, whatever the fuck that means. I guess I would not be. Like, that's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if that really happened or what. Yeah, I mean, let's see if we can... Oh, damn it. Now my computer's fucked up again. Yeah, Justin Dow died before Labor Day. They found him out in the desert, so I'm sure that the buzzards ate him up and shit like that. I don't know if anybody donated to the... did anybody... I guess they didn't have any money to bury him, which didn't make any sense because he was a United States Army veteran. Usually they will pay to bury somebody, but I guess he wanted to be cremated. I saw somewhere where his... what do you want to call that? His ex-wife was looking for him, and then they found him dead. Let's see, Mendoza. Let's see if we can find him. I don't see anything where... I don't see anything in Google that had happened. Oh, they had cigar night. Here we go. Here's 3 guys. This is who you need to hang out with. You should see these bozos. 3 guys that you just go hang out. The next one is December 20th. You could go buy a ticket. You can the Christmas dinner. You can go hang out with these 3, co-hosted by Nestor Mendoza and Mike Boland. So I don't think he's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could see him here, like, you know, whatever. You should see these fucking losers. I bet these are guys that, like, go to the bar and they, like, you know, fucking talk about how great they are and shit like that. Just wackaloons, you know. No, I'm not running any concrete trucks. I don't know how Justin Dow died. I'm assuming it's a drug overdose. They never said. Usually when they say it's like under suspicion, that's all overdosed stuff. That's what I was assuming. I don't know. You know, like he was out in the woods or whatever. But Mr. Jim, I can't find anything on Nestor. It looks like they're hosting cigar night. So if you want to go, you know what I'm saying, hang out with Nestor, that you can go online to cigar night in California. You can go smoke cigars with these fucking losers. You know, guys that are out there just telling it, you know, like, oh my God, you need to do this. Look at us. I really like this flavor of this cigar here. You know, gay. You know, why don't you guys worry about getting it? No thanks. You know what I'm saying? Gay. You know, like, what a bunch of fucking losers. I just have to laugh at when people do that shit. I think it's funny. Like when they're like, oh, you know, they're always in, yeah, rest in meth. That's what it was. Like if you saw, somebody sent me the thing that he died, and then like I went and started looking at his pictures, and it fucking, like he had neck tattoos and like a swastika on his chest. I'm like, this is straight. And his teeth were all fucked up and yellow. I'm like, this is straight methed out, dude. He is methed the fuck out. I thought about buying a semi with a dump trailer. I don't have enough space to put one here right now, and I'm just not interested in doing dump trailer stuff yet. I don't have a consistent place to work it every day. If I did, I would be a little bit more interested in running a dump trailer. I do not have that type of work, so I don't do that. He always looked like he got hit across the mountains. They were pretty bad. They were like yellow and missing, so I was figuring he was on the I figured he was on the methamphetamines. You know, I think that's very big. He lived outside of like Palm Springs, California. And I think up there, they call that the high des, I do believe. I have a feeling that is a little bit more, what do you want to call that? It was a little, I think they're into the methamphetamines out there, if that makes any sense. I'm personally not into methamphetamines or doing any type of drugs. But yeah, Yucca Valley, I think that is near Palm Springs, though. I know it's out there on Highway 10 is where Yucca is. I personally would never live in California. That place sucks. I don't even want to. My wife wants to visit California, and I won't go because I just said I don't want to get involved in anything that goes on in California. I hate California. Like, it fucking sucks. I mean, if people live there, congratulations. I fucking hate California. I fucking hate it. There's a bunch of fucking wackaloons out there. I'm just not into it. I've never been to, I've driven through Palm Springs. I've never been to Yucca, California. Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. Bruce Allen was on drugs too. That dude got arrested for heroin. You know, they're all on drugs. Like, Jesus Christ. That's when I knew I had to get out of there because it's like, man, my business is important. I can't be involved in these guys with all these fucking drug addicts. You know, I'm not interested in that. Yeah, there was a dude. I forget what it is. I don't know who it is, but yeah, Nestor was an idiot. And those guys are all mechanic. I'm not a mechanic, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a guy that's, I'm self-taught. I'm out here working on this shit. You know, I'm sorry that I didn't fucking, plug in a scanner to work on anything. I mean, I get it. That's what you need. You know, I have one for my fucking car, but like working on a 95 dump truck, you don't need a scanner. There's nothing really to scan. You know, it's like, I think people just get wrapped up into, they think that since you don't, I know how to use a computer. It's not that big a deal. I'm on one now. I mean, the Snap-on one I really like. I thought about doing a video on that to talk about that. The Snap-on scanner I really like. It's pretty quick. It feels, I like some of the features that it gets in the stuff really easy. If you had to do a bunch of programming, it's not good at that. But other than that, it's pretty good. Chris, I don't understand, like, once you start doing drugs, why you need a neck tattoo. I don't understand it either. I don't understand that either. Like, it goes hand in hand, like, it's kind of like, well, I'm on drugs. I might as well get a neck tattoo or a big swastika on my chest. I'm just not interested in that stuff. I'm not a big tattoo guy. Like, I see a bunch of girls that got tattoos on them and they have like pretty faces, but they have destroyed their bodies with like tattoos. Like, who wants to fuck a chick with tattoos all over? You know what I'm saying? I'm not that interested in it. Oh yeah, the neck tattoo guy. The dude back from Middletown was back making videos again. I saw that. I guess he, everybody thought he was dead. I guess that's what happens when you're on the internet and then you just disappear for a while. I guarantee if I disappeared for like a year and nobody heard from me, they would say that I'm dead. But no, I'm just out here. I have a lot of shit to do. This is the first weekend that our workload was not 8 trucks deep. Like, we didn't fuck up 8 things in one fucking week. This was not too bad, if that makes any sense. Oh, that guy was in jail for drug charges? Face piercings. That's true. I don't understand these women with nose rings. Like, you cannot be in your fucking late 30s with a fucking nose ring. Can't. To me, you can't fucking do it. Like, how in the fuck are you supposed to have a job, bitch, when you got a nose ring in your like? It looks like a booger on the outside of your nose. I'm not interested in it. Not interested. You know. Yeah. No, it's been a rough couple weeks around here. Like, we've had a lot of shit get tore up. You know, we've had a lot of shit tore up. And I don't think it's going to get any better, you know, to be honest with you. Justin, if the barn needs painting, paint it. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've been fixing a lot of stuff. Today was very easy. We had 2 electrical problems, and then we had just a couple little anything else. We had to fix just a couple things. I think the guys are coming to, what am I going to say? They're coming to work. I think they're coming to wash the trucks here in a little bit. They should be. You know, they're supposed to be here every week. Again, here's another thing. Like, these people that run like car detailing businesses, they all act like crackheads. Like, oh my God, I'm finished with the project. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay me instantly. I'm like, dude, let this shit go. Send me a goddamn fucking bill through your PayPal thing, and in an hour or 2, when I get done with what I'm doing, I will fucking pay the bill. Not these people, you know, like, they got to stand there and like stare at you. I just think that's so disrespect. It's like, dude, you know, like, why don't you guys come do the business that I'm doing? And you're going to find out that, you know, it's fucking, they'll get to you when they get to you. I understand why drivers fuck shit up. They don't understand how it all works. And they think just because it's a bigger truck, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You know, you can hit things with it, you know? So, you know, it is what it is. That's why. That's what drivers do. I don't have any PACCAR engines. I do have some Davy software. They call it Davy. I think it's to hook into these Kenworths. Like, if you want to use the body control modulars or anything like that, I think you got to hook it into that. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sure on that, but don't quote me. But I think that's how it works. You know. And why drivers hit stuff is because they don't have to pay for it. If they had to pay for all this stuff that they tore up, they would, let me tell you, they would fucking, they would not do it. Because when they realize that they hit something and it costs the whole month's salary, they probably wouldn't hit it again. If that makes any sense. Probably wouldn't hit it again. Okay, 24. Probably wouldn't hit it again. But what do I know? Was there people out there? Huh. Some women have tattoos on their feet and ankles and toe rings on their toes. Redemption Garage. Yeah, I went there and saw the video. I think the dude was talking about his wife's Hyundai, you know. I don't know anything about it. Don't say too much, you know. I just know that it's going to be great. We get to go watch I may get to watch a little bit of the football game today but I am definitely not interested. The Bengals suck so bad. God, they're gonna be fourth place in the fucking division again. I mean, they're gonna be 2-2 after today. I don't know if Jake Browning's it. We might need to get something. We might need to figure out how to get like Joe Burrow to see if he can play quarterback in like a wheelchair. You know, because that's really what needs to happen. Yep, that Redemption Garage was one of the YouTube dumbasses. There is so many YouTube dumbasses out there. I haven't watched like a lot of the YouTube. I haven't been watching like people like in the. I don't know if people are like doing like tool community stuff. The guy that I really like, that I watch a little bit, is Last Best Tool. That guy seems to be highly educated. He has a lot of money. I can tell that because he buys a lot of shit, and he's pretty good. But like the Bear and Coon Trucking, I saw, did a video of doing a tribute video to Justin Dowell on their channel. Like, how could you do a tribute video to a guy that was on methamphetamines and feel good about yourself? How can you do that? You know? How can you do that? Like, and then everybody with the same thing. This guy was so great. He was so nice. He was a pillar in the fucking Tool YouTube community. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You mean he was a pillar doing exactly the same shit that you did? A person that fucking, okay, that knows nothing about nothing. You know? Ridiculous. There you go. They do need to do a tribute video, yeah, of fucking, yeah, that's who we need to interview, is the guy that Coon beat up at the county jail. You know, that's why he got fired from a cop. And let's see, the trucking business that fucking Clay Coon said he owned, he didn't own. When he first started out, he had a hot shot trucking business. That means he had an F-350 with a flatbed. Okay, that's not a trucking company. Then you met a guy that invested in you and you ran his trucking company. Then you ran that one into the ground. You ran it into the ground with your bozo ass. Then you told everybody you were a diesel mechanic. No, I could tell by your hands that you were not a diesel mechanic. Your hands were too clean. You know, when you have pedicure, when you have manicured nails, you ain't working on a fucking goddamn big rig, okay? Alrighty, you ain't working on one of them motherfuckers, I can tell you. Let's see what else. So really what you are is you are a fucking content creator, okay? And, you know, you shoot videos and edit videos and whatever, and now you work for VIM as a fucking tool salesman. That's what you are. You go out to fucking trade shows and you're a tool salesman. You don't do anything, you know what I'm saying? You don't do anything with fucking working whatever, but every week you have people show up to your place and you get on the tool truck and you talk a bunch of shit, but you don't buy shit. I don't understand why they keep coming by. You know, I don't fucking get it. But, you know, whatever. You know, people on the internet are so stupid, they just believe whatever they see, you know, and they'll be like, oh, this guy is fucking great. No, this guy's a fucking moron. You know, but and then people get mad at me because I like look right at it and go, this guy don't do nothing. You know, this guy ain't got a fucking shot in hell, you know, on fucking learning how to do shit, you know. Right? And people that know, you know, like people that know that are intelligent and can look and see, they just like, this is not really working out too well, but you know, then you Google their name. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've made some mistakes in my life, but I mean, whip-de fucking do. You know what I'm saying? I got a DUI. Whip-de fucking do. You know? Shoo-wee. You know, I don't drink anymore. I don't really have time to drink anymore. Plus, I don't really like it. You know? Yes, I used to smoke cigarettes. I've told all my friends that have heart problems now from smoking cigarettes, stop smoking cigarettes. I did. If I can do it, you can do it. I don't feel like there's an excuse. You know, whatever. But that's the video you need to do, is the video of the fucking, the guy that Coon beat up in the jail. Oh yeah, rip the X-ray machine right off the fucking wall. He had to play 0 fucking games, man. See, I don't like dentists because dentists are as doctors, they're the most arrogant ones, are dentists, every time. You know, like, dude, you take care of teeth. You're not reinventing the wheel here. That is true. That is true, Chris. I'm the only one still like surviving in whatever. Joel doesn't do drugs, and I don't think Garnett ever did drugs, but the rest of them did. Who was it? Garnett? Yeah, Jay Young, Justin Dow. Yep, all did drugs. You know, it's not. No, it's not by accident. You know, like, just like the last couple weeks, I got thrown out of fucking the goddamn youth association. I couldn't come to the games anymore. And that's going to come to a head because, again, we have a bunch of fucking people out there. I call them Karens that want to stick their nose in other people's businesses. Yeah, Joel was a good dude. What do you think about financing or leasing equipment? What do you mean? Like, I finance all my stuff. I don't do what they call the track leases. I'm not a big track lease guy. I like to own my own equipment at the end. I don't like having that residual payment on the end of it. You know, the last Tiger Tool thing that I bought, I did buy the Kingpin press. I own that. I own like some other little. I own some other little shit. Other than that, I haven't bought any Tiger Tool stuff. I pretty much have everything that I need. Yep. Jay Young, yes, the multi-generation tractor repair and parts business because he couldn't stay off the shit. Yep. Exactly right. Exactly fucking right. And John D, there is nothing worse than an entitled fucking Karen. And these here's what it comes down to. These men out here need to get their wives under control. These women out here are thinking that they just fucking out here, wow, just fucking all over the place. They run their mouths. They can all just send an email and then, you know, whatever. I haven't gone to the little, I should have went to the meeting when they, you know, whatever. But the point that I'm going to make is that their little TRCR youth association doesn't really have any authority to throw you out of a school property. They don't really have that. They can't really throw you out of how would I say this? Out of where I pay tax dollars, where they're playing the field. They can't really throw me out of there. I did not threaten anybody, or I did not, you know, punch somebody or anything like that. I didn't do anything like that. I just told some lady to shut her fucking mouth. You know, but they get mad because of cussing. Well, you know, this is just the way that I fucking talk, okay? So, like, when I speak to text and I'm like, hey, you got to fucking do this. This is that. Whether you were here or I'm telling you over the phone, I'm going to tell you the same fucking way, you know? But these people think that they don't want to have their kids hear cuss words. And I want to say, well, like, you know, that's what happens when they get into the real world, motherfucker, okay? And then they get out in there in the real streets, and their boss tells them, ask them what the fuck they're doing, and then they shut down and go into a corner, and then they have to live in your basement the rest of your fucking life. So, you know, where my kids will be like, if they hear cuss words, they're going to be like, yeah, it's just, I fucked up. I should have not done that, you know? They'll figure it out. I'm sure that Joel is the shop foreman at Hyundai. Joel's a really smart guy. You know, I just would pick a different car to work on than Hyundai's, you know, if it was me. But, you know, Joel's a Canadian. You know, those people, they don't have an aggressive bone in their bodies, I don't think. And they're liberal as fuck up there. So I'm sure, you know, he's not like a Charlie Kirk fan or anything like the rest of us. Anyway, I got about 10, 12 minutes. I got to get off here. I want to get home before noon today. Maybe 12:30. And then I got to remember where I got to take Enzo. I got to do something. I know Brittany told me I had to do something today. I just don't remember what it was. And it's at 2:45. Yeah. The bear, he has never used anything in his life. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that dude is good at using at is a fork. Okay? But he is never, you know what I'm saying? He is never been laying under anything in a fucking third world shithole country or been up at 3 o'clock in the morning fixing anything. So, you know, that guy just gets on there and gives you the Harbor Freight flyer and talks about how great their new Bauer fucking drill is. You know, what a piece of shit that thing is. You mean I believe that guy shot him. I don't think that the Charlie Kirk, I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. There's the video evidence is too much. That is true. The only thing he's fixing at 3 a.m. is a sandwich, or eating the brownies. You know what I'm saying? Getting into the cookie jar. That guy is another useless piece of shit. That's another guy that figured out how to make content on YouTube and just keep spewing the same shit, which I would get bored. You know, like, dude, what are you just going to do the same thing over and fucking over and fucking over again? Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. You know, like, I don't know how I could do 4 flyer videos a week, you know? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, he probably did vote for Kamala. Probably did. His wife told him it would be a good idea. You need to vote for this woman. Yeah, the parents do need to just let shit go. I feel like people are so scared of words, and I don't understand when that happened. Well, I do understand when it happened, but maybe we need to just get it out of there. You know, I figured if we have, just really big, if we just really have, how would I say this? If we just have a lot of people that just won't just fucking punch somebody in the fucking mouth, it'll be great. You've heard the bear has been having his lawyers send letters that people that badmouth him. Send me one. I'd be like, hey, bud, I can say whatever I want. I think this guy's a bozo. Straight bozo. I mean, look at him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you believe that this guy does all this shit? Show me an instructional video of him using this crap. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. No, I don't know. Did the CP, the tool guy, I thought he quit too. I haven't seen any of his shit. The tool addict, I haven't seen any of his videos in a long time. Let me see if there's any of them on there. I think he hasn't posted a video in, let's see what his last video was. It was 3 months ago. So I don't know where he hasn't posted a video in 3 months. So, don't know where that guy is. Disappeared. Don't know where he is. Let's see here. I know the Val Tools, does she have a calendar? I would buy her calendar. I have a feeling she is one step away from an OnlyFans page. I feel like it's coming. I feel like there's an OnlyFans page coming with Val Tools. I feel like there's one coming. I don't know when, but I have a feeling somebody's going to be on OnlyFans in less than a year. Just just throwing that out there. You know, throwing it out there. And I am under the opinion. I think Snap-on is stupid. I think that their corporation is so dumb. I didn't see one thing wrong with what that woman was doing. She owned. What was I going to say? Her husband owned the route, and she was just on there like a salesman. Now, there's no rules that says her husband can't own a Snap-on route, and she can't. She cannot. How would I say this? That she can't start a sock company. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe in that rule. Yeah, Brian, I'm going to tell you right now, her tits are not real. You know what I'm saying? Those are some store bought. They're nice. You know what I'm saying? Like they fit her well, and so the doctor did a good job. I'm sure they weren't cheap, but you know what I'm saying? She's nice. But what I'm saying is that I don't understand. Like I don't understand the whole like why they made him get rid of their Snap-on truck. I don't understand why they did that. I think it's totally stupid. I think it's very small man minded in the Snap-on frame of reference. I think that they try to protect their brand too much, and their brand speaks for itself. Uh, their quality speaks for themselves. I think if people are out there just talking about it, they're doing a good job for you. I don't understand why you had to take their route away over selling some fucking socks. Does that make any sense? Like some fucking socks that are just, like they got them off of fucking. They're coming from Taiwan or China, just like everybody else's socks does. I haven't figured it out. Yeah, all over socks. Are you mad that she put out like that she was trying to bring back like the Snap-on fucking fly, like where you used to have the half naked girl calendars, in the 80s? I don't understand that. I think they're somewhere near Chicago, I thought. I wasn't, I don't know if that's true. I thought they were somewhere near Chicago. From like the videos that I've seen, it's somewhere near Chicago. But anyway, I just don't understand, like whatever. I mean, she got. I mean, maybe they're mad because she got more views than their own YouTube channel, or they were, you know what I'm saying, or maybe they just feel like they can't control the narrative there. To me, as I don't see the issue with what they were doing. Basically, she rode around with her husband and helped sell tools. Okay? What does it matter? What the fuck does it matter? So it was because she was selling the socks on the fucking truck. Snap-on sells socks. I just don't understand it. Like listen, my guy, my dude Jason fucking gives me all this shit. Like here's another new fucking coat for the year. I got a brown one this time, or a tan. I don't know what the hell this thing is. Look at this fucking thing. It was over here in a bag. You know? I don't even know where I'm gonna... It's a nice coat. You know? It's a nice coat. I don't know. Yeah, they're in walk-in, whatever. You know, hey, all I'm going to tell you is Val is easy on the eyes. I'm just saying, I don't know their personal life. I just feel that they're on an OnlyFans, they're on an entry-level OnlyFans level at some point. That's my professional opinion. I could be wrong. But I feel like it's coming. Is that out of here? So tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. She would probably make a lot more money than riding around on that tool truck, to be honest with you. That's what I'd tell her. I'm like, you might want to look into that, you know? Let's see here, September 30th. That's this week. Get all this bullshit off my desk. I want this shit on my desk. That was Jay Young, called himself the YouTube sheriff. I don't know if there's a Harbor Freight tool truck coming in or not. I couldn't tell you that. I could not tell you that, but I don't follow the, you know what I'm saying? I don't follow the tool trucks here as much. So I couldn't tell you. I know that I just used the one that I got. I mean, my Snap-on dealer comes here, Jason. Other than that, that's the only one that I really deal with. And my the Mac Tools guy, but I don't really like him. He's kind of annoying. But I need him because I got some broken tools that I need to get fixed. So, you know, whatever. But I hope that, you know, I hope Val Tools and her husband are doing well. I just didn't understand it. The word of the day, moon crickets. I don't know what moon crickets mean, but whatever. I'm here. I got, you know, I need to clean off my desk. I did tell you, I did get, I don't know if you guys know this, but you can get W900 accessories. So I got some stuff coming. You can get, I ordered one of these W900 Legacy Editions. And now you can order all this stuff right from the factory. Like you can get some cool stuff here. So I was like, I need to get this. But I was just putting all this together, try to get I run, they're not recaps, they're called remanufactured. So they're put back in the mold, if you will, and they work really good. We have not had one problem with it, but I'm also running them on premium casings. We have not had one problem with what they had there, if that makes any sense, with the big construction. I would call them they're whatever. They're big construction tires, if that makes any sense. I've had some of them chunk a little bit, but I think that's more drivers tearing them up, like being real aggressive with fucking ripping the, whatever you want to call it, just like getting like boom, trying to rev it up, if that makes any sense. Coming out of the plants and stuff a little aggressive, you know. All right, so there's that. We gotta get all this shit. I'm trying to clean off my goddamn desk. I got a bunch of stuff to do next week. We have shit going everywhere. I anticipate a very busy week over the next, I would say now through, I have to make all my money now before Thanksgiving. Once Thanksgiving gets here, it's gonna be really, really thin. So I'm hoping how would I say this? I'm hoping some other stuff picks up here, but we'll see. We'll see what it is. Have you guys ever heard of this company? It's called Olight. Have you ever seen these? They like clip on, so you can like clip this on your shirt, and then like you have a little light. I use these a lot for. I think it's supposed to go on your bill too, so you can put it on the bill of your hat. But I like these little light clip shirts. I've been clipping them on, like you can clip it on here, and then when you're working, you can kind of be hands-free, but have a little bit of light. They work pretty good. I would tell you to get some. They work pretty nice. I don't need all this stuff. Put all this shit away. My kids don't need to fuck with this. Need to clean all this mess off. See all this shit? Just got shit everywhere. Greg Carnes, I think he retired. Everybody that's worked for, everybody that's been my tire guy over the last 2 years has retired. Trying to clean this mess up. I can try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You know what I'm saying? Talk on the YouTube channel and fix cleaning up my stuff. Okay, so this is, I know what this is. I need to give this to JD so he can sell that. He can sell that. Got a bunch of, that's another thing I got here. I keep a bunch of, I got Post-it notes everywhere, but I never write anything down. You guys ever do that? You have a bunch of Post-it notes, but I never write anything down. Does that make any sense? Like I never write anything down. I just do it all from memory. Man, I had a bucket of change here somewhere. I don't know where the hell. Oh, here it is. Bag of change. Ugh. Just have all this shit, you know? This goddamn thing. The cement tires hold up great. I love the bigger tires, to be honest with you. If you were, I would recommend them if you are looking for, how would I say this? If you're looking for, Jesus, if you're looking for, like things to, if you're looking to save weight, the semi-truck tires work great. Plus, they don't get stuck. Now, the drivers say that they are getting stuck, but I think it's just more of them being kind of fucking lazy than really anything else. Hold on here. I need to move this out of the way here and fucking spray this down. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The tires, I've had a couple of them get like holes in them, if you want to call that, but it's not been, you know, how would I say this? It's not like been dramatic, you know, like the driver ran over something and then it got a hole in it, if that kind of makes any sense. Yeah, the printer is really dusty. I don't have any air conditioning in the shop. This shop that I own here, or I don't really own this shop, it's a rental. This shop is extremely, extremely dusty. I mean, like, my office just gets absolutely dusty as all shit. The reason it does that is because, like, where we're at here, I don't have a paved driveway, and if we did have a paved driveway, the dust would be cut down a lot more, if that makes any sense. The reason we have this problem is that this building was not built very good, okay? Like, and it just has a lot of dust spots, and dust gets in everywhere, and the drivers leave the doors open all the time, and then they come in too fast, and it just kicks dust up absolutely everywhere. So then, you know, I have to, how would I say this? I have to, I gotta have this stuff absolutely everywhere. Damn it. Let me see here. It just gets everywhere. Now, I'm going to clean this today, like while I'm sitting here talking to you. In like 2 hours, it's going to be everywhere, you know? But the reason that I have this shop is this is what I can afford. I have focused my life on getting as many trucks as I humanly possibly can work, okay? Because I know that is my revenue stream. Does that make any sense? So I am interested in having dump trucks. I'm not interested in I am not interested in things that don't make me money or possibly could make me money. Now, I realize a shop could make me money, and I know that some people are like, well, you're just renting. For what I rent here, it's not, you know what I'm saying? The cost per truck is very low, and that's the idea of what I like here. I don't like, to me, how would I say this? I don't need all the shit for the you know what I'm saying? A shop is not going to make me any more money. Does that make any sense? It just doesn't. It doesn't bring me any more revenue. I'm not like working on people's outside trucks here. I'm not doing anything like that. So to me, I don't want the cost of having a big beautiful shop and a big beautiful office. You know what I'm saying? I am not here. That doesn't do my business any good. What does my business good is adding another truck, getting some new customers. How would I say that? That's what I have focused myself on. Would I get, you know, am I open to a shop, a bigger one? Yes. Are we to that point yet? No. I'm kind of out of space here, so I can't rent any more space. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't know where I'm going to put everything in in next year. You know, I bought trucks for next year. I don't know where I'm going to put them. I would like to have some, how would I say this? I would like to have a little bit more space. I don't know if we're ever going to get to that point. I want some more space. I would maybe be interested in it. I also can't find a location that's suited enough for me. When you have these trucks, you have to have a bigger building so I can back them in. Does that make any sense? I need to be able to back the trucks in, and a lot of buildings have enough space, but they don't have it to where you could work on trucks in the rain. You could maybe work on trucks outside, but nobody wants to do that because, you know, what happens if we're down here on the weekend, right? And then it starts raining and we're working on a truck. Really what I do want, and this is part of what we're going to try to get, is I want a spot to where I can have an indoor wash bay. I could have, what else would that be? Indoor wash bay. I'd like an indoor wash bay. I would like how would you say this? A place where we could have a bigger fuel tank where I could get semi-truck loads once a week. It would be a lot better, if that makes any sense. That's what I'm kind of looking for, where I could buy a 15,000 gallon fuel tank, and once I fill that up at the beginning of the year, or the beginning of the, you know what I'm saying, I fill it up kind of in the beginning of the year, and man, I could go 4 weeks on that. They would only have to bring me fuel once a month. That's my goal, is what I'm trying to get to. It also costs a shit ton of money to do that. And right now I don't have that type of money. And I know that people are like, "Oh, dude, you got money." No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't have enough money to do that type of stuff. And I'm just not ready. I'm not ready for that type of stuff. You know. So kind of got this cleaned off. My wife's coming down to work tomorrow here. You know, takes a lot of cash. You are right. You know, wash bay. But I want one bay to have a pit where we can do all the greasing and all that stuff. I feel like that would be a pretty good idea. And then I want how would I say this? I want another bay or two that I can pull trucks in, and now we can work on 2 trucks at the same time. Like where I'm at now, we can only get 1 in at a time and all that stuff. I would want to bring 2 in at a time, and you know, it would just go a lot easier. Like, hey, we could be oil changing and greasing while we're over here fixing the bed, and we can raise the beds all the way up and all that stuff. So I do want I want that. I also want a full-time mechanic, but we haven't got to that part yet, if that makes any sense. But I do want that. All right, so now this is a lot better. All right, let me put this over here. Look at that. I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I was talking to you guys and cleaned all this up. That's fucking awesome. You know, that way when my secretary comes down tomorrow, it looks like I gave a shit and cleaned up the office a little bit. But anyway, I can hear the truck washing guys out there. I want to get ready and move my car, and I want to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to go home. I'm going to get in the shower, and I'm going to get ready and figure out where I got to take Enzo to. So glad I could finally get some time to come on here and talk to you guys and leave whatever up for a while. But, you know, it is what it is. Sorry about that. But like always, thanks for watching, and I got to fucking go.